What's up, YouTube? This is my attempt at a planted tank. I know a lot of you guys are going to be kind of like, wow, I can't believe that, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm new to planted tanks, and I had a few questions about these things. This is a 40 breeder. We just bought a bunch of stemmed plants, Java fern there, done pretty well. I had a few questions. I got this really weird algae. I cleaned the majority of it up not too long ago and actually trimmed it up. Been neglecting it, haven't trimmed about a month. I have been fertilizing, and the lights, I've cut it back probably 3 hours a day, probably closer to 6 to 8 hours. As you can see, it's all stirred up. It's getting ready to get its water changed. But this is the question I had. Here, this stuff is what was growing all over this Java fern. I mean, I had all this. I had to pull it all off the leaves. I mean, it's a bunch of it. I'm just gonna toss it. It'll grow. It's plenty big here, but I mean, there's a ton of it. I mean, look, it just kept growing. But this was all over it. See if I can get it spread out without losing it. It's like a fuzz, brown fuzz, really light brown colored. Looks like hair, but it's not. It was growing on these roots here, all over this. It was basically covering that whole fern. There we go. See, it's all nasty looking. I have to net all that out again. But what I've done is I've cut back on the fertilizing, cut back on the light. This one doesn't have a timer. I need to buy one. But as you can see, I'm trying to get rid of it. A lot of these plants I want to get rid of. I wanted to get IDs on them too from you guys. I do have a lot of cuttings from them. There's one in here that I really want to get an ID on. It's this guy right here. The bottom side of the leaves here are, I don't know how well that's showing up, but I mean, it's really purple pink coming out of that. This stuff here in the middle, I got some trimmings I should be able to show you. Let's see here. Where is this stuff at? Oh, here we go. That's the bottom side of it. Well, the way when it grows towards the light, that's usually towards the bottom, and that's what you see across the top. See if I can. That and that's the bottom side. Now that stuff, this stuff here I know is Cambomba, I believe, but it's the same thing at the bottom. It's purple red. I've seen all green. Let's see here. There's some more of that other stuff. I mean, you see it's really red. These are the tops I just cut. I might replant them, I don't know. And I believe there's a Ludwigia in here, if I said that right. Yeah, this stuff. I wanted to get a good ID on this stuff. Let me hold it under the water, maybe you get a... This stuff is also pink on the underside. Well, on the top side, it's kind of pink, reddish, purplish. But like I said, I got all these plants here and don't really know what they are. Like I said, 40-gallon fertilized. I believe I'm using Leaf Zone, some Sarah root tabs, and some Equilibrium, and all that stuff really just dosed once a week. Water changes once every 2 weeks on this tank, with 50% water changes, and I usually trim before water changes, and that's what I did. I want to trim more, but I guess that's as much as I'm going to go for now. We'll see how it runs. Like I said, I'm new to this. Suggestions, comments, IDs on these plants, any of them, please let me know. Thank you.